This was the first time how I saw Rear Window and this movie. Anyway, I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but bear with me. I remember turning on the TV and seeing what movie was up next. It was going to be Spirit. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit, watch, and if it looks stupid, because I don't really want to watch a horse movie. If it looks stupid, then I'll just go do something else. Play my GameCube. Anyway, the first shot comes up, and it's a bunch of horses in the cloud. And my first thought was, oh man, how much more lamer can you get? And then this happened. I sat my butt down and I did not move for the rest of the movie. Except on commercial breaks when I went to the bathroom. But the point is, very few movies have shut me up and sat me down like that. The animation team did an amazing job on this film. The backgrounds are outright beautiful and breathtaking. The shots are all extremely well handled. And not only did they do a good job on the beautiful backgrounds, but the facial expressions of the horse was... They don't tell movies like this with just facial expressions as their main storyteller. As I said before, with there not being a lot of voice acting in this movie, most of it is told with facial expressions. The raising of the eyebrow, the glare of the eye, the teeth, every body language of the horse tells the story. I'm telling you, if the animators did not do as good a job as they did on the facial expressions and on the way that Spirit handles everything with the face, if everything else was the same but not the facial expressions were done that well, the movie would have fallen apart. But they didn't. Every character has great expressions, but especially Spirit. And since they are telling the story through mostly expressions, the audience is actually making the dialogue up in their heads of what he's feeling. I know I've said that the audience shouldn't have to guess what the character is thinking, but in a movie like this, the way it's handled, it's great for that because everybody's going to think of something different when the horse goes like this, or when the horse laughs, or when the horse does whatever. Everyone's going to think that the horse is thinking something else. And that way it makes the experience much more interactive and personal. I mean, of course, the looks that the horse will gives the audience the idea of what mood and what expression he's trying to give at that time, but it's basically up to the audience to think what he's thinking. And I think that is such a smart and unique way to tell a story. Now, this movie has the best ever that I have ever seen. The best ever 3D shots integrated into a 2D film. Ever. The best. I mean, there are times when the 3D shots do kind of stand out and you can kind of tell that they're two different forms of animation. Like the train scene where it's coming down and gonna crush Spirit. You can tell that the train's 3D and everything else is 2D. But for the most part, it's seamless. It's impossible to tell of this unique blend and style of animation. You really get the best of both worlds here. You get the amazing background shots of 3D and the detailed facial expressions of 2D. The animator in the special features of the movie said that he really wished that this style of animation would catch on. And you know what? I do too. I really wish that it had. Because, as I say, just the 3D shots integrated with the 2D make the scope of the movie much more larger than, like for example, I'm pretty sure this is true. Not that I know it, but the shot in The Lion King with the wildebeest going down the hill, I believe that took a whole year to animate. You know, because of the way it was done, and I'll get The Lion King some other time. But you know what? It's the way it's done here. You can get just as epic of shots and not spend as much time and it looks just as good. Now I'm going to talk about the songs, because once again, it changes the way an animated movie tells its story through its songs. I mentioned in my Tarzan review that even though I didn't mind the Phil Collins songs in there, it was a little too much for me to keep on putting the film into montage after montage after montage. But this film, even though it has songs by an artist singing into the movie, doesn't have that problem because of one major reason. The songs, which are written by Bryan Adams, are basically speaking for Spirit. They are speaking through him, and they really just portray his mood, whether he's feeling cocky, happy, sad, or even just downright depressed. All of the songs speak for Spirit. In Tarzan, it was basically singing and them doing stuff while Phil Collins was singing. And here, Bryan Adams is basically a second voice for Spirit through the songs that he sings. One of my favorite songs is Get Off My Back. It's when the soldiers are trying to break Spirit's spirit, and they're trying to get on him and trying to, tame him, and he keeps on